feel your sex life is quite lame? Scared that your desires might be strange? Come and join the kinky world of play. Perverted Podcast.
Ow! I'm rubbing my nipples. Ow! Oh! Well, I'm more
Nope.
I'm not a big nipple person. Wait, are you nipple sensitive?
A little bit, like, to the point where I don't really like it, but yeah.
Yes, I'm sensitive enough to where touching my nipples annoys the fuck out of me. Okay.
Oh, like a little bit, but you go any harder than that, I'm like, nope.
All right. Oh, by the way, hello and welcome to Perverted Podcast, the show where we explore the adventures of the kinky lifestyle, sex, and the human mind.
Recording on Zencaster, where I am officially deeming this my bachelorette party episode, so drink up, bitches, and line up for your lap dances. I'm Path Girl.
My God, I am Count Boogie. That's right. We are trying to get things done so you can go off and get yourself hitched. This is
Get myself hitched.
Get yourself hitched to the dawn. And is there going to be like a pre-wedding anal? Because
I've actually been. I know we've been pushing on the anal lately, but I've just been, interested more in just the regular sex, or even more like the hey, come, choke me and throw me down on the bed kind of sex. But
yeah, that standard stuff.
The standard stuff.
Yeah, choke me.
I've just been like, you know what? Like, if I have half an hour and I want to spend time with Donis, do I really want to spend all that time prepping? So it's like, I know.
I understand. I get it. You got to get in what you are. But I mean, you are still doing kinky stuff. I mean, you've been running around all crazy with work and kid and, wedding and, so just the fact that you're getting in there and having some lovey time and he is putting his hands on you in dirty, mischievous ways. Do you have any sex plans for your honeymoon? I mean, you're going to have sex, obviously, but...
of course.
But do you have any, like, maybe we're going to try this or fuck here, when we're here, he's going to finger me here?
We're staying in 4 different places in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
We're starting off in Scranton because he's a huge Office fan, so we're doing all the Office stuff. So, maybe... I actually gave him, when we first started dating, I gave him one of the little Dundee Awards from the show. So,
that's funny.
Maybe I'll do some Office roleplay the first night.
Oh, yeah.
We could play like Pam and what's her husband's name? I forgot.
Other than clips, I never saw the show. I haven't had a TV in 20 years.
Maybe I'll do some Office stuff, or play Dwight, or I'll find something Office-y to do. But I've just been shopping for some new lingerie, since also I've lost weight, so I need to get some new stuff under my belt.
Congratulations!
And, yes. So there has been, every once in a while, like the sex has kind of gone on the wayside a little bit, but every once in a while, Donis has been coming up behind me when I'm doing stuff, and he'd be like grabbing my boobs and going, "Hi, I remember you."
Nice. Let me tell you something, kids.
Yes.
About in relationship land. I'm just going to hold you off for a second there on that. Yes. And I'm going to say a philosophy that may actually save every marriage, and it goes to just what you said. There is something about the grab. There is just something about the random grab that keeps a spark alive in a relationship, almost more so than sex. I mean, the sex is going to be the sex, and hopefully you have time to work it out and kink and all the different stuff. But just those little grabs, those little swats, those little pinches, it takes half a second, and it just kind of lets your partner know, hey, I'm still into you. We're busy.
Yes.
Well, what do you think? Yeah?
Yeah, no, definitely. I was about to say, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's one of those, life is crazy right now for whatever reason, but you know what? If life wasn't crazy right now, I'd totally be fucking you right now. So it's just like, like there's times I come behind him and like grab his balls, and I'm kind of like, hey, I just, kind of like a run by, or even, I think I've told you a couple
drive
times
by nut grab.
drive by nut grab. But even like this morning, like I had to go into work and I drove by Astonis's store and I just basically, I texted him boob flash. I'm like, hey, if you were outside, I'd totally be flashing my boobs at you right now.
Oh, that's amazing. Those little things don't take, I mean, obviously
Yes.
people get busy and kids and life and work and all that stuff, but man, there's just something that's so cute and fun, and it just keeps that alive. Like when that part dies, it becomes, it gets darker. It just starts to get darker because then you're always in your head like, do they still want me? Is there still anything here? Are we just now fucking roommates, partners? Is this just a business transaction? So very good. I'm glad that you guys are still doing that stuff. And obviously, we love to talk about it. So
yes, I do have a quick sidebar that I have not talked to you about, but in preparation for the wedding, somebody crawled out of the woodwork.
Is like a character or like is this...
No, actually, I got a text message that said, congrats on your engagement. You deserve nothing but happiness. I'm not trying to induce panic or anxiety. I just wanted you to wish the best and compliment you on finding what you deserve. That is all. And I was like, who the fuck is this? And long story short, it was my alcoholic ex-dom. Crawled out from under the bottle. Saw it on Facebook that I was engaged. And to keep it short, we exchanged pleasantries back and forth. And I was like, thank you. I really found a great guy. And we bought a house and get married in 2 weeks. And I hope everything's good with you. And we chatted left and right. Didn't ask him about the alcoholism, but I just basically like, hey, just thanks for checking in. Thanks for the good thoughts and have a nice life.
Yeah. Yeah. A little weird.
Yeah.
Little,
but,
I mean, it's weird, but it could also, I mean, look, we're going to start a show, so we're not going to start analyzing these past messages.
Right.
But if it came off harmless and it was a good interaction, then just leave it at that. And, for the listeners, I'm more skeptical because I know you better and I know these types of things and, stuff like that. So obviously I'm a little more like, is this some sort of fucking whiny bitch fucking shit? But
I
hope you're happy now. I'm just being whatever. But it could be nice.
What?
Maybe.
I'm just leaving it as it's full circle for me and for the show, where I basically started this show sending a letter about how do I get through to this alcoholic dom, and here I am years later. I'm marrying the love of my life, and he's on the wayside. So sorry, but life goes on.
Yeah, we keep moving. Hopefully everything works out the best for his life, and surely you're doing good things in your life. And let's get into some topics and have discussions with our listeners that make all of our lives better.
You might not be the asshole, baby, don't sweat it. We're gonna tweak your brain nipples and you won't regret it. Talking about your stuff that you're asking all about on Reddit.
All right, I love this one, and I know you're gonna have tons of thoughts about this. So I grabbed this for sure. It's a very short topic, but there's so much meat in it. And for me, it's about that there's other parts of your brain that are working other than just the conscious part. So I think we're going to get a little into that, but I'll just read it. It's confused. I've been confronted with the fact that I haven't been in my little space since I've been with my new partner. I'm on the verge of tears and just really confused. I didn't know I'd be feeling this way, and it's making my head and heart hurt. That is very sad. I'm very sad. I think there is nothing that is uncommon about this.
No.
Nothing at all. There's a lot here. Don't worry. Maybe worry a little, but don't worry too much. It's actually pretty normal. So I will let you go first. Just remember to take a breath every now and again, because I know you probably have 200 things to say about this.
No, I mean, I'm just to try to keep it succinct. It's an awful space to be in, and I'm, even though they didn't write to us, I'm so sorry that they're struggling with this. But the one thing that everyone needs to realize is kink is so individual to people
Yes.
that just because you're a good match with somebody physically, compatibility wise, and what have you, doesn't mean you're a great kink match. And even if you're a great kink match, that doesn't mean that all of your kinks are going to align. There may be something that, you know, they were talking about, oh, I like being a little. And the guy's like, oh, I've always been interested in that. And then when they actually get together and start doing some kink stuff, he's like, I'll do that later, or I don't seem that interested in it. I'm just more interested in the sex. And she's like, hello, I need some little time. I love Donis to death, but
Right.
I've only been in one relationship where I've had a DDLG caregiver little thing that was a matchup with that guy, and it was individual to that guy. Donis is not a daddy. At the same time, Donis, I love doing edge play, you know, choking, simulated rape play. Donis doesn't have that capacity in his personality. So do I sit there and say, oh, at this point, well, and you know what? Donis may never be able to do that, but I'm okay with that because what I get from him kink wise is great in our relationship. And I had to decide whether or not there was a deal breaker. I mean, there's been times I've had a deal, you know, doing kink with my ex-husband, deal breaker, had to end the relationship, doing, you know, other things with other people. It's really frustrating when little space is so sacred to littles, I've noticed, where it's just like, it's really like they need it. And if that need's not getting met, of course she's going to feel hurt and upset.
Sure. I first off, everything, absolutely agree. You can't not agree. It's just, kink is not a one fix, and people get so frustrated because it's so hard to find somebody who's kinky. Like only 11, you know, the studies or whatever, are 11 to 17% of people have strong kinky tendencies. Most of those people are unrealized. They don't even know what they feel. They just know they feel something. So going through the other 83% and finding that person who identifies as kinky or understands enough about their kinks that they can connect with you is one thing. But then you get into the specific kinks, and now it's even more rare. Which is why we tell you may have to travel to find your partner. You may have to, you know, do other things. It may not be in your city. This may be online for a while, and then you just take trips with someone. Like it is tough to find people that you connect with on specific kinks, let alone get along as a relationship and the communication and, you know, compatibility, chemistry, sexuality, all of those things. So it is very difficult to find people that match up to your very strong kinks. And that can become a problem. Like you said, if it's something that people really, really, really need, then you're going to have to find another source for that. And with you, you get to play with Doc, and Donis is okay with that. And, you know, that's a wonderful thing. The first thing I want to say to this person, if they were a listener, is your little space isn't broken. There's nothing broken about your little space, because sometimes that is a thought. It's like, oh my God, now I'm not into this anymore. Because that does happen. I mean, you go the ebb and flow of you're really into this kink and then you're not, but you really enjoyed it. But somehow, you know, life and, you know, your work or whatever gets in the way of that. But what's even more specific about that, which I gave some foreshadowing to in the beginning, was your brain. This is a new partner. Your brain may still be sussing this person out. There may be parts of your brain, because the survival parts of your brain a lot of those are subconscious and instinctive. Those are lizard brain parts. And they sense things that, you know, you're in a new partner thing, and you got that new relationship energy, and you're all got that boner going. And, you know, girl boner, boy boner, whatever, you're just into it. And your body, your brain is still picking up all the signals and going, okay, I don't trust this yet. I don't trust this yet. I've seen this behavior that I saw in a couple other different situations that led to something. So your brain may still just be compartmentalizing this person as this person is safe enough to be vulnerable with. because little space is a very vulnerable place. You are actually letting go of your adultness in some ways, and you're just allowing yourself to, that's why they call it little space. It doesn't mean you're becoming a child. It means that you are letting go of all your adult instincts to protect, to survive, to win, this is a very sacred little space that can be very vulnerable. And that's why we've talked so many times, and as daddies, we make mistakes and we, bring our littles out of their space because we talk about adult stuff, blah, blah, blah. But your brain is working full time with or without your consciousness. Mm-hmm. And so it may just take a little bit of time. And that's something, as you talk more with your new partner and you let them know, hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is, I really want to get to this space with you, but maybe there's some things that you and your partner can do to start progressing towards that trust and safety, to where you can then relax enough in the other parts of your brain, and then that little space will come out. And I've seen this before. I've seen this with my partners before. I've done a lot of kind of little spacey things, and it takes time for your brain to kind of suss that out. So I don't want you to get too upset that this is obviously not a connection. We're not a match. It may just be that it needs to just give it a little more time and a little more communication. And you may have to build up to it a little bit slower, but it could still get there. Does that make sense?
No, definitely. And it may just be that she didn't express, like she said, oh, I'm a little, and he's kind of like, we don't know the other side of the equation as far as like, did he advertise himself as a daddy or caregiver, or is it just basically something like, oh, that's something I've always been interested in, or hey, that's something that I've never been interested in, but I'm willing to try it. She's kind of have to sit down with him and basically go, hi, this is something, don't come about the need first, but basically come about like, this is something we've talked about. This is something I'd like to try with you, and even try little things, during play or whatever. And it may just be that it's something that he was interested in, and then it's kind of like, I don't want to know. But in the meanwhile, also, I know plenty of people who do solo little and solo pet play.
Sure.
Take some time for yourself, even when he's not there. Go color, go play with stickers, go, do the little things, give yourself that little time to fulfill that need, and see if that'll kind of scratch the itch, if you will, for a little bit.
Sure.
And it may just be to the point where, okay, you've kind of dropped all the hints and he's not taking it, or he's not interested. Then you have to kind of say, okay, is this a deal breaker or not? Is the relationship great enough that I can fulfill my little needs a different way, either outside the relationship or on my own? Or is this something where it's like, no, I really want a caregiver, and this is something we're going to have a hard conversation about. This relationship may not be for you.
It's a hard truth when there's so many things working right in a relationship, and something like this is a deal breaker. And it is very sad. And for people outside of this, it seems petty.
Yeah.
But they're not in the relationship.
No,
they're not in you. It's not.
They don't understand the need.
It's not petty for you, and so it is important to value what your needs are in this relationship. And you shouldn't be. That's why you start dating someone, is to see if this is, before you go and jump into Path Girls Marriage fucking tree mulcher of garbage fucking disposal craziness. Sorry,
Tell me how you really feel, Billy.
It's me. It's me.
You're the problem. It's you.
It's me. It is. I am the problem here. We all know that. I'm the antisocial one. But before you jump in it, this is where you discover those things. Before you make super commitments to people or get married and have kids and stuff like that, this is where you kind of suss this out, and you really find if this is a connection here. Because it may be, like you said, Path Girl, it may be that they're just not. Maybe this person is giving off little vibes instead of mommy or daddy vibes.
Yeah.
This may be a co-little. This may be somebody that instead of being the caregiver, and that's the thing, like if you need that caregiver, and it doesn't matter whether it's mommy, daddy, or all the general terms that are used,
right?
You need somebody that's going to be that caregiver. And with this type of play, which oftentimes is non-sexual, this is a much easier play for couples to get their heads around, like you going to a littles party and there's other caregivers there, but there's not going to be any sexuality or whatever. It's just somebody that's going to reward you with stickers or, kind of do that guiding caregiver thing, which is done a lot. And I've been a part of littles parties. I ran a littles party for about a year that there was no sex or play at all. It was literally all just, we used to talk about it on the show. It was all just coloring, movies, painting, things like that. And it was just a safe space for that. So in that sense, and that didn't conflict with anybody's monogamy in their relationships, that there was a group of caregiver mommy daddies, and then there was the littles. So that may be obviously an option too. But obviously the communication, how you,
as we always scream it,
don't try to hide this. This is a great opportunity to discover what you need to discover to see if you're going to move forward with this or not. But great topic.
Good post.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Uncle Creepy lurks around your bedroom. Once you're in his clutch, he penetrates the places where your mama said that good girls shouldn't touch.
Oh my God, Uncle Creepy.
Hey, Boogie.
Oh my God, we're going to totally be like, yeah.
We're going to do exactly what we said not to do.
That's right. We're totally... we should make a Valley Girl movie, because I admitted that.
It needs a remake.
I admitted that in class today, and like people laugh because it is in Los Angeles. Like people still understand that the original San Fernando Valley, which is like North Hollywood on the other side of the hill from Hollywood, and the whole valley, that was kind of the backlot for Hollywood, and that was where you got all that valley stuff. And the younger people who now have all their different genres and vernaculars and ways of speaking, a lot of that evolved from the early Valley stuff, like Paris Hilton and all that stuff, which came after the Valley. So it's just amazing, as a person that grew up literally my whole life in the Valley, to watch the evolution and the proliferation of Valley speak. So wild. Across,
now I'm thinking back
across this planet with the Kardashians and the whatever, and to realize that it had its origin in a certain area based on a certain kind of culture in the 70s and 80s. I don't know if I'm proud or just humiliated completely. Like,
it could be both.
Could be a little bit of both.
Could be
a little bit of both.
I love that. I've gotten a little bit of the Southern drawl now. I say y'all instead, and I catch myself.
Nice.
Like, I'm from California, dude. Like, I can't.
Yeah, but you're a chameleon. Yeah, I mean, and that happens in everywhere. And some people I'm way chameleon. I get busted on it all the time. Like when I used to hang out, I had a lot of Latin friends and coworkers. And all of a sudden I was learning Spanish, and, I was getting better at it, but, I was still talking English, but I all of a sudden noticed that, and they'd call me out. They'd be like, hey dude, when you talk to Mexicans, you kind of start the Mexican kind of, whatever the accent is in English for,
Yeah, it's human nature.
Yeah,
though.
it's
Spanglish.
Spanglish, kind of adapting. And then I'm like, oh, that's kind of douchey, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, it is, but you're okay. And then,
but it's not like you're just trying to be more ingratiated with them. You're not trying to mock or
insert yourself. Yeah, it's not like an offensive. I'm not like
Valley Girls.
Now, Valley Girls, that's mocking because
that's mocking.
Yeah, that's totally.
Well, it's a dead language too. So is it okay now? Is it okay that it's?
Well, I mean, it's still a character. It obviously, when I get to the next level in improv school at Groundlings, the next level is I'm developing my characters, and it would be ridiculous for me to not take a character that has those characteristics that I've literally been around my whole life. But fucking for sure. But
I want to also Well, go ahead. What were
I was just going to ask you if you
more?
stuck your dick in anything this week before we get into
So
this amazing
I have
topic.
stuck my dick into something, and let me start off by saying, Boogie, I'm old.
Aw.
I feel it. I feel the age. So we went to Florida this past couple of days. Actually, on Monday, we flew out. Yeah.
Wow,
We flew out.
getting started on that old thing right off the bat.
Yeah, we went straight to it. Yeah, we flew into Tampa. We
Okay,
kinda,
good.
the flight was pretty nice.
Right.
But spent a little time with the family. They're out there in Tampa.
Okay.
Got to see the nieces.
Did
and
you have sex
nephews,
with any
spoiled them.
alligators?
I was looking for some. God damn it! There's no fucking. So they have all these like ponds and lakes every fucking where.
Right.
So everywhere we went by, I was like, "Where's a fucking gator? Where's a fucking gator? Where's a fucking gator?" Not the one. Didn't see a
They're
single
in there.
fucking alligator.
Yeah, well, they're shy. Yeah.
Well, I guess, but the sister was telling me that certain ponds they have them in because it's kind of like a control to keep them,
Oh.
still around.
So
but
they throw
not
babies and
encroaching
humans
on.
and stuff in there to keep
Well,
them.
that's Disney World.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
what
That's good.
happens.
So get to the sex.
So we got to our hotel. We went to Universal Studios,
Nice.
the new Epic Park, because they have this fucking monster land that I was just jizzing for. And we get up to the hotel. We do a bunch of things. Mina went with Mina. She's super emotional because we're doing like all this like together shit and everything, and I'm milking it for everything I can. Sending her sweet notes and like pushing. I push her little buttons when she's getting mushy because I have to be that like super manly guy. I'm like, oh, I don't give a shit about your love. I know you love me, And this time I went to a more sexual way. I was like, you know what? If these people weren't here, I could fuck you in this pool right now, And she's like, oh my God, you want to fuck me up in the hotel? I was like, yeah, let's go. So we fucking left the hot tub. We get hot and horny, and she's fucking creamy as shit, and I'm fucking her in all different positions. And then she bends over and puts her leg up, and I'm just like, oh fuck yeah, we're doing this. And yeah, dude, we did some hardcore fucking and went to sleep. Little did we know the next fucking day would just be unbelievably rough for our elderly bodies, and we complicated that with some rough fucking.
That's the punchline.
Yeah, that is the punchline.
And the
Because
next day, we felt
next
the
day.
fuck.
Yeah, we felt the fuck. The difference between the Florida parks and the California parks is that the California parks is more condensed. There's not a lot of room, so everything is right next door to each other. The Florida parks, you have to walk acres to get to these fucking places. So we got up bright fucking early. We slept for 6 hours, which was dumb because we're like, oh, we got energy drinks.
Right.
From our
Jesus.
youth, so we could drink our energy. So I had a Red Bull, and I was like,
Did you
I
do the
lost it.
giggle? Because
Which-
that's
oh,
where
yeah.
that everything recovers in the giggle. Where sex hangovers, and I've said this on the show, they're not like alcohol hangovers. Alcohol hangovers, the next day are you're like, oh God, I why'd I do that? I'm gonna fucking die. Oh my God, this is so horrible. But a sex hangover, you're like, oh God.
Yeah, remember when I stuck my finger up your ass?
That
Yeah.
was fucking cool. Oh, is it like that?
Yeah, so we were doing that, and we're like, come on, we're sexergized, we've got that sexual energy, and we got up bright and early for an early park opening, and there was thousands of people, and we're just pushing through this crowd. I'm super anxious because I'm always like, fuck, what the fuck? And it was great. We went to all the things we wanted to do except for the Mario Land thing, but it was just so full of families and shit that it was just like, I ain't gonna deal with this. But the rides we did go on to were fucking amazing. Like the technology they have versus the shit I've seen,
Awesome.
Fucking, and she loves scary monster shit. So she
so
was
is
horny
good.
as fuck.
So you went back to the hotel and had round two?
You had, later that. So we had to swap out. We came back to the hotel to do the Horror Nights thing because, of course, I'm not going to miss Horror Nights.
Okay.
And fucking this storm moves in with lightning and thunder and shit, and it's just hot and horny.
Nice.
And
Good.
fucking, yeah. And then we went to the theme park, but we didn't go for round three because I think
all right, you're just
too tired.
But you know what? There was some good fucking in there, and you saw some good
Yeah.
stuff, and you made the good call to make those sweet moments, which I can't say enough. even if you set a schedule for it, I don't care if it seems inauthentic or uninspired. Set those little moments. Set those little moments like, hey, when's the last time I flirted? When's the last time I sent a nice little note to this person that I care about?
Exactly.
You know, so I think that was real good, and it wound up being some great fucky. Let's go into this thing. First off, turn me down in your headset.
Still high on you?
My headset.
Anytime.
Just turn me down your headphones a little bit. I have to.
I was hoping you'd say something with our conversation earlier.
Yeah. I'll just cut that out.
How's this?
Fine. It's fine. All right. So we've been avoiding the onslaught of douchery that I'm pretty sure you and I are going to push out. Now, I will say before we get into this topic that I am going to start as the asshole that I am. And I don't need an excuse. People are like, hey, just because you say you're an asshole doesn't mean it's an excuse to be an asshole. My reaction to you is, first off, go fuck yourself. I don't need an excuse. I'm just disclosing that there are parts of me that are very aggressive, and I make a lot of bad jokes, and people get offended, and, you know, okay, that's you.
Let's be authentic.
Yeah, let's be ourselves.
The show is an authentic
selves. That is what we're going to be. So I'm going to start as authentic asshole me, but then there's another part of me that some of you who have listened to Perverted Podcast for a while know that I actually try to be a better person and think about things and think about the other person's point of view, where I have gotten in trouble with that. Yeah, empathy and compassion and accepting. So I just want you to know you may have to listen to the whole thing, but I'm going to read this topic, which is, it seems light, but, you know, it's a real thing. And this young woman is, I think I messed up. It's a good way to start. I love that.
It is.
It is. You're like, okay, go ahead, because it could be or maybe not. Hello.
Are you sure?
I met a pleasure dom a little bit ago, and we decided to be in a DS thing. Not sure if you can call it a relationship because it's mostly just sexual. Okay, good. She's, you know, defined and understands where she's at. I really, really like him. He's attractive. He's kind, but aggressive and harsh when he needs to be. Everything I want in a dom. This sounds good so far.
Yeah. Sounds
now the big turn. I made a bad joke.
Mm-hmm.
My blueberry bar got crushed. And I messaged him about it, and I said, I'm about to kill everyone. My blueberry bar is ruined.
Unbelievable.
He did not like that. He works in healthcare. It was a bad joke, bad taste, felt like the biggest idiot on the planet. He got upset reasonably. I apologized, and we didn't talk for about an hour. So, okay. Yeah. Things were back to normal after I made a corny dad joke. This is somebody who likes to make jokes. Our kind of chick.
Yeah, I like this so far. Yeah.
I thought so anyways. Messaging was normal throughout the rest of the day, and then the next day he only messaged me once in the morning. I assumed he was just busy. Okay.
Sure. Healthcare. Yeah.
He hasn't texted me today at all. I'm worried that I screwed everything up with my joke. What if he doesn't want to do this anymore? I hope I'm overthinking it. So she's very self-aware. I mean, she understands this I could be taking this too much, you know, maybe whatever. But there are some significant signs here in the aftermath of this horrific flaw in her character. But I don't know what to do because he just leaves me undelivered. I miss him. That's so now she's trying to get a little insight, and I have many things to say, and I'm going to let you go ahead.
Go first.
Go ahead and start. You know, and then we'll just start as us. Well, then go somewhere.
I wonder how new the dom is. She seems to be just starting out as well, so I wonder what experience that she's had with this type of relationship.
Sure.
She seems to be reading into a lot of things. I feel like
possibly
from an outsider's view, it's like this is this a relationship in which you need that constant communication? Like if he's constantly communicating with you all day, every day, and then all of a sudden stops. Yeah, that's a sign. That's definitely a sign. But like I think if it's broken apart by a dumb joke, is it really that was the cause? Like if I had a breakup every time I did a dumb joke, I would have fucking I would have broken up with everyone on this planet.
Of course,
so,
yeah.
I'm full of dumb jokes. But I get checked and I make sure that I recover from that. But there's that communication that comes with the relationship. So I'm wondering if it was just this that was the catalyst for it all. I feel like, being new to this, you got to watch out for those social cues, be aware that people do get busy. They don't have the opportunity to talk to you
right
as much as you want to have happen. But you can also communicate that and be like, hey, I like hearing about your day. You're not bothering me. If you're busy, let me know beforehand and I'll leave you alone.
Right.
But I do like to have that communication. Something I've struggled with. Sure. Like what, especially in the beginning of a new relationship, what is too much communication? What is too much to ask of somebody to communicate to you,
which you can ask about. I mean, I think if you come in and how much do you like to talk to somebody is a literally a super easy and valid question. And it eliminates any guessing because everyone is different on how they want to communicate. Like in some, and we all just trying to be polite and not offensive and not act like, oh, I don't want to be standoffish or, oh, I don't want to be overbearing. And then nobody says anything. It is so easy to just be like, hey, how do you do on communications? Do you like, and I've had women and I've seen people online be like, oh my God, I am a texter. I love to text somebody all day. They say it right up front. And I'm like, not a match. No. I think putting that up front is actually just really a good thing because some people really enjoy that constant communication and connection. And then there's people like me who it's like, yo, I'm doing shit. And, let's talk maybe once a day or every other day, or those are the people I like that don't like to be crowded. So it's really important because it can drive you insane. And now you're kind of stuck in this thing where you start resenting somebody instead of talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, again, it goes back to the communication, but it feels like, is that too much to ask for somebody in a new relationship? Like, is it like, I mean, for us, it's a little bit easier, but for people who are new, like, do you understand that it's okay to ask people questions and get maybe answers you don't want? Is that fear that comes up with that? Is that something that might be the case here?
I think that's completely normal. And that's, once again, well, if you're listening to Perverted Podcast, you have two people here that have been in the lifestyle for a while. And we say, yes, it is good to ask those questions. And it's okay if you're new to ask those questions. It's empowering. And we have made so many mistakes that this is one thing that you can learn from, because I've made the communication mistakes hundreds of times in different relationships. And so we know that the sooner you have that discussion, the sooner you disarm that consequence that's coming by not asking it. So yes, I think it's really important that
and I want to also point out that even with all these mistakes, we're still doing it. We're still going. We're still, we're still thriving, and we're still getting there.
Yeah, there's always a new mistake to be made and a new thing to learn. And hopefully at the end of this segment, after I show my true colors, that there'll be something. Yeah. So let me just say this, and I'm going to say that because this is my honest feeling. This is my honest feeling. And I'll say it to you, Creepy, because I can't talk to this young woman.
Okay.
Uncle Creepy.
Do you want me to do a voice?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
Okay.
no
Go ahead. Be the girl for a second. Young woman.
Yes.
You sound like a scared German maid. Yes.
If I saw you,
yes.
I'd be scared.
Yes. What do you want? What do you want?
Can I help you with mein Frau? Or
yeah.
I don't even know.
Okay. Maybe we should abandon the voice.
Let's not do that. Let's do that.
Uncle Creepy, I wish.
Yes.
I wish we lived in a world where there were less giant, wafting, insecure pussies.
Whoa.
I wish. That's what I wish. I wish there were people that had a little bit more strength and edge and a thicker skin and could handle somebody making the horrific joke of, my blueberry bar is crushed, I'm going to kill everyone. I wish we lived in a world where people didn't get so fucking offended and butthurt over fucking nothing that they could be like, hey, that's a little harsh. You're not planning to kill anyone, are you? You're not acting on it. You're not being aggressive towards humans. Oh, you're just making kind of a throwaway joke. Humor is funny. It's a good way to let out. I wish we lived in a world where there were less people.
Yeah.
And
the first part is not funny. But if you follow up with the second part, it's funny.
I wish it is funny. So that's my feeling. That I fucking hate coddle me fucking live in a bubble pussies that get offended by every fucking thing that deals with their bubble crystallized view of the world. That's my feeling.
Where's the threshold, Boogie?
That's my feeling. Because I'm an asshole and because I grew up in a certain way that was very aggressive and things were very joked about very strongly, and as somebody that's gone through an incredible life of mental illness, craziness, drugs and alcohol, blah, 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 the shit we go through, my way of dealing with life and not killing people that I really want to kill. Make no mistake, I would push the button. I am Darth Vader. I would kill millions of people that I deem unworthy to live on this planet. Test me on it. Aliens, give me the button. We will have clean drinking water for everyone. Clean drinking water. The fish will be healthy. Child fucking molesters will all be dead. It'll be a great planet. Give me the button. So the way that I deal with the fact that I am powerless to control the world, that I am powerless to control aspects of my life that I think are unfair, the fact that I am powerless over my health and my everything in my world, my defense mechanism is to just make jokes about it and to just talk shit and to blow off that steam. And I am not alone. And you can see by all the shows like Rick and Morty, Archer, Beavis and Butthead, South Park, these are mostly cartoons I'm mentioning, but there's so many shows and entertainments and comedians that use offensive jokes to deal with the things that we're powerless over. The horrible, horrific things too. And to deal with that. And a lot of us deal with life that way. And we know we aren't going to go out and kill people. We know that's to blow off steam. And
I cry when I kill a fly, so I'm not going to go out and,
Okay, I understand that you're a pussy, but don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Cry over your fly.
Well, you are what you eat.
Boom, low carb.
One for me, one for me.
Thank you. So that is a feeling, and I'm defensive about it because it is such a survival mechanism for me that I'm sure there are other ways to live. But look, I am at the edge of fucking killing myself after every improv class I go to every week at Groundlings. Yesterday was no different. I want to die because I suck. And I'm pushing through and I'm dealing with that. And I just have to make harsh jokes as I'm driving back to the storage unit that I live in as a homeless person. And I have to make those jokes. So I get very defensive when I see somebody getting so butthurt over something that now I'm going to start transitioning, that I feel is not offensive. I get angry about that. But what I have to understand is not everyone was raised like me. Not everyone was...
because everybody would be you.
Not everyone got the shit beat out of them every day of their fucking childhood. Not everyone had the experiences that I had, to become rah, 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 rah. Not everyone made the bad choices that I've made. Not
good.
Or let's just stick with the bad things that got me to the level that I need harsh jokes to kind of survive day to day. Not everyone has been through this, and I made this horrible mistake in my first DDLG relationship. Because when I'm in a relationship, I don't argue with my partners, but my partners are going to see me hate the rest of the world, because that's going to be me venting and fuck these people and whatever. And if you have never been raised in that environment, which I was, everyone's yelling and screaming and hitting and throwing shit, then to me, just saying things, that's nothing. And when my partner would get upset at me being upset at the world, it would have an effect. My response, and I've talked about this on the show, my negative, shitty fucking response was like, what are you talking about? This isn't angry. This is compared to how I grew up. This is just how you kind of talk and give opinions. But what I didn't accept is that wasn't her experience. So in her experience, the aggression that I lashed out at the world with did hurt her, did scare her, did make her feel bad. And it was shitty of me. It was absolutely shitty of me to not acknowledge that and accept that and try to find a workaround or leave that relationship, because I shouldn't be in a relationship with somebody that has that sensitivity because they haven't had those experiences. Didn't mean she was a bad person. Didn't mean she wasn't fucking brilliant and 10 times smarter than me, more educated, more ambitious. But it just meant she was more sensitive. And there's nothing wrong with that until you try to cohabitate with it and the other person is very aggressive.
Well, is there no balance? Is it just like a look for something that you guys can, or was it a lack of communication on your part that
I didn't have this speech. I didn't have this speech. That was like 17 years ago. I was new in the lifestyle. I was new to DDLG relationships, and I was ignorant on a lot of things. And even though I was a good communicator and I would sit down and we would have table meetings and there was some things I was a good communicator about, I did not understand that my rage isn't her rage. And that my rage at the world affected her in a negative way because she didn't have that. And I wasn't, and if I would have been in this situation now, then I would have been like, let's see if we can, how we're going to work through this together, if we can. Yeah. And that I need to start to curb my behavior and my rants and save those for other people that understand, like Kathy and I can fucking just shit on the fucking planet endlessly. Like you and I can shit on the planet. Path Girl and I can shit on the planet. There are people that I can go and say mean jokes to and I can be on the podcast and do it. And people will understand. It doesn't mean I have to do it all day long and in front of the person I care about that it affects. Yeah. That's a possibility. So there is nothing wrong with this guy being what I joke as a sensitive fucking pussy about a stupid joke. He is entitled to be that person.
Absolutely.
And he is entitled to say that hurts me, that makes me uncomfortable, that type of joke does that. Now then, if he acts like a little bitch about it, then I'm sorry, you're a little fucking bitch, fuck off. But at this point, immediately after this, he starts cutting back. And he's like, I don't know if I can be with this person that makes jokes about fucking killing people. To me, that's still fuck you. Fucking go live in your bubble and get people to coddle you. I can't not feel that way, but I can say you are entitled to be who you are, and your sensitivity is allowed. What I will say is the more sensitive you are as a human being, and I know this for myself, the more people you are dependent on to protect your feelings. The more people you are dependent on to constantly coddle you and your sensitivities. and the rest of the world doesn't really work like that.
No,
it's a world.
But I wonder if it's more of a lonely. You end up being more lonely.
It could. I mean, and that's a reality. Well, I am lonely because I'm a very aggressive person, and I can sense very early in a relationship when somebody's very sensitive, and they're not going to be into my type of jokes or whatever. And I'm like, I don't, like Mew's a serial killer. She cuts up bodies for a living now. That's all there is to it. That is all there is to it. So she knew every time I would rant about people or whatever, or make just horrible jokes, she would just laugh and know this isn't about me. He treats me nice.
I still know her. Yeah, I still remember her giggle when you would say stupid, fucked up shit on the show, and I could just hear her in the background just giggling away, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ,
she knows it's not about her, and because she would be like, how you treat me is how I care. I don't give a fuck what you say. I just ignore you anyway. I'm studying to become a fucking doctor. So, yes, I'm an asshole, but also I have to accept and acknowledge that if you are a sensitive person and you are with somebody who is an aggressive joke teller or says things that are offensive. Now, of course, if those things are more damaging and you start getting into racial and, things like that. Now we're
hurtful.
Now we're starting to get like, oh, you actually hate specific people. Like I hate everybody.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just a joke that I don't know how to deal with humanity in general. But when you start getting specific, that can lead towards you have
like a misanthrope.
Yeah, you have what's a misanthrope?
I think it's somebody who hates humanity.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. So I think it's interesting. I think there's a lot to this. It sounded kind of fun for this person. If he can't have a discussion afterwards, like, oh, you made a joke about killing people, I'm going to start pushing away from you. He's a pussy. Let him fucking go. Find some other fucking person that they can go.
Take the ghost. And,
yeah.
Yeah, and you're still going to be able to find somebody who will accept those kind of jokes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I'm like, when I wrote a response to her, because she doesn't hear the show, I'm like, dude, I make jokes about killing people every 4 fucking minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say it was like 3 or 4 in this episode.
Literally, I talk about killing people all the time. It is it's my way. But oh my God. But a great topic and an understanding that it's okay to be either or, and you can make it work in a relationship, but the person that's aggressive is going to have to definitely respect the sensitivity of the person that you're just not going to be able to. You may toughen them up a little bit they'll get used to it or whatever. That's not usually how it's going to work.
Yeah, they'll get used to ignoring you.
Yeah. And then it's resentments and, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fucking pussies.
I want to be. I need to be fucking pussies.
I should. Now we have no listeners.
That's all right. At least there's us. I mean, why not? Fuck it.
We were all new ones, just like you, and we got your back, so you don't get screwed. Groovy newbies.
Well, here's a segment we haven't done in a while, Pathka. I don't think we've ever done a Groovy Newbies segment with you.
I can't remember.
And obviously, because as we have listeners that are listening right now, you joyous, wonderful people that are new to the kink BDSM lifestyle. You maybe haven't even been to a dungeon yet. You haven't been in a relationship, kink-based relationship yet, or you're just starting. And, it's easy to kind of make those social faux pas or things like that. Or in this case, there's people that may unfortunately try to manipulate your newness. And that is it doesn't even matter if it's kink or whatever. This can happen in church, bowling leagues, when you go to buy a car, when you go to get a home loan. There is always the potential of an asshole that is going to manipulate what you don't know to make you think that it is normal to do the unethical thing that they are requesting. And that's how you got millions of Americans in debt because they got suckered into signing loans, or there's people that do. So this doesn't just apply to kink, but in this sense, it does. And this comes from a 34-year-old guy, or I don't know who he. Wait, is it
34-year-old male?
Okay, 34-year-old male. Okay, he's Dame I'm talking to. Asked for a tribute to show if he's serious. Okay. Just so I'm assuming this is online or in person, doesn't matter.
It sounds like it.
But the Dame, the female dominant, is asking this new person for a tribute, which is usually financial or some sort of gift, to show that he's serious. I'm inexperienced overall, but I've been wanting to explore my submissive side and saw someone looking for a sub. I messaged, talked to them, and they seemed neat. I love the word neat here.
Neat. She
seems neat. She'll kick me in the balls. They then asked for a tribute, show that it shows I'm serious. That kind of makes me uncomfortable. Is that usual? Is that a red flag? Are they who they say they are? Again, I don't know. First off, number one, true celebration that you asked first.
Yes.
This is how we learn things. When something seems off, if something doesn't even seem off, having people that you can go and ask questions, multiple people, not just one person.
Mm-hmm.
Not just one, because one gives one opinion, but multiple people go into groups. This is what FetLife is for, in the groups and whatever, that you ask questions first to see if this is normal. So I'm going to celebrate that first, and then I will let you dig into this bitch.
You know, and the funny thing is, all the years I'm in kink, I came to the realization of I didn't realize there was a difference between a dame and a dominatrix. I was always thinking that they were interchangeable, but the dominatrix is usually somebody who's doing it for pay, and the dame is usually doing something just for either kink or is not a professional at it, if you will. So that was kind of like, I never thought about it that way. But anyway,
yeah, it's general. I mean, I've heard it used so many different ways, but in general,
yeah, it's kind of
interchangeable. Yeah, dominatrix would usually imply at this point. You know, in the old days, a dominatrix was just somebody who took control of a man.
Right. Now, as far as the tributes go, so a lot of times when a dom or dame will ask for a tribute, it could be anything from a picture to let you know, hey, you're going to wear these pink panties and I'm going to check check you later. Or it could be something more, monetarily, or something, hey, I want you to buy this for me. When it comes to stuff like that, it's just, the tributes can be tricky. I mean, especially it sounds like they've just been talking online. They are who they say they are. I don't know about that in this day and age. Especially if they're like asking, I need a picture of you in a compromising position.
Yeah, no.
What are they going to do with that?
Yeah,
no.
that's...
And it's just being cautious about this. 1,000%. Yes. You have to keep on the fact of, just because, there's been plenty of people who've been scammed on other things, why couldn't you get scammed in kink? I'm worrisome about this because with everything going on. So yeah, it's good to kind of take a pause and say, is that a red flag? Yeah, it might be. It might be something where you want to meet them in person first, or like kind of go, hey, can you give me some references from other people you've played with? And if it's anybody who's legitimate, anytime somebody asks me about another person in the community, I go, oh yeah, I know, I've seen them play. They're safe. If there's nobody else to kind of vet this person, I'd be kind of on the fence about this. But yeah, tributes can be normal, but it's really just, again, like we said in the previous segment, it could be individual to somebody wants a tribute as, hey, send me a picture of your smiling face, to, hey, send me $1,000. That's a little weird.
Yeah, I got a little harder line on this. Usually I'm the one that's like, all like, it could be many things. I'm like, this is an unethical scam. because they're not asking for a picture. He would have said, "Oh, they just asked me to send them a picture."
They said tribute.
They said tribute, and tribute online 99% of the time. If it was just a picture and it wasn't your face included or something like that, okay, that's fine. That's normal. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've never used the word tribute ever, and I know many people. Tribute is almost always associated with money, clothing, and material possessions.
Right.
In the pro world. In the pro world, where an ethical pro-dominant, whether male or female, says, in exchange for my attention and my dominance, this is a transaction, and I will get a tribute for this. When I was a pro-dom, I got a tribute. It was called a tribute. My experience as a pro-dom, which I would go back to. I like making money, and I'm kinky. But an ethical will say up front, this is what it is, and it is a pro. From that point on, this is a transactional based relationship. What is unethical about this is this person did not say this was a pro relationship. This person just is now trying to manipulate a new person by saying, this is you obviously give me a tribute, because obviously that word flies around and you don't know, is this right all the time? Am I supposed to do this? That's why I'm instant red flag, instant tell this person to fuck off, because they did not come up front. Now, once again, we haven't seen the whole thing, but I'm going by what was written.
Exactly.
I'm going by what was written. And if somebody comes up and starts asking you for money without it being a pro-dom situation where they have disclosed that they are a pro-dominant and this is what you get for this, that is absolutely a red flag. You have somebody that is trying to manipulate you, and somebody who either has no idea themselves what being a dominant is, or they're just manipulating you and they're just trying to play on your desire to play and your lack of knowledge about how this goes. But in the normal BDSM community, in the public community, in the ethical BDSM communities, plural, this is not acceptable. This is considered unethical to not disclose what you are up front and start asking for money or gifts or things like that. Like when you go on FetLife and you see the coochie girls, coochie girls, I think it's great.
Jesus,
whatever.
1970s called.
Whatever,
they're neat.
They're neat. The tit wigglers, the bouncy, the fucky girls. That says right on, go to my OnlyFans. You know exactly what this is. If they say,
here's my Amazon list.
Here's my Amazon list. I want a tribute. You are a stranger. I only contact people who send me a gift or tribute. Now you know right up front what you're getting into, and you can decide. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with going to a pro-dom if they're a quality pro-dom.
Right.
Because if you can't find the kink in the area that you're in and you want to do something kinky, there is nothing wrong with going to a quality pro-dominant that will give you what you want, and this is the transaction. But when people come out and they know you're new, this can happen. This can not just with tributes. This can happen with consent, with safe words, with, you don't have a right because you're a submissive and blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of places you can get in trouble with being new. And that's why it is so important to ask these questions up front. Get as much information as you can. Get on FetLife. Join the groups. Ask questions to people where there's no consequences. You're just getting opinions. Go in and say, hey, here's the situation. What do you think? Listen religiously to Perverted Podcasts, because we are the gods of all fucking knowledge. Or less, maybe a little less than that. And there's other kink BDSM podcasts. Do all of those things when you are new, because the more opinions you have, the more your brain can make better choices, because you actually have options.
Yeah. And honestly, any pro-dom is going to give you references like, hey, these are the 4 or 5 people I've played with, or, FetLife or whatever. This is why we always say, get into your community, whether it's online or in person, vet these people. And, even outside of kink, if you got that feeling in the pit of your stomach, chances are something's up. It may not be exactly what you think, but something is up. Trust your gut. We've said it for years. Just trust your gut.
Trust your gut. I mean, it doesn't mean completely go with your gut. When you feel that gut, start doing that research hard.
Yes.
Because I've had gut instincts on people, and then they turned around and became a wonderful person. And I'm like, oh, okay. So trusting your gut means that you pause.
Exactly.
That you pause. Immediately pause. If you're going to go on a date with somebody and your gut's like, this is wrong, pause. Ask questions, find out. And then if you get that evidence, then, your gut was right. So fucking get the fuck out. It's sad to see these. I hate to see these because when somebody's new and they're excited, these are the types of things that make them stop. Mm-hmm. These are the types of things where some fucking douchebag burns you or scams you, and then you go, I don't want to do this dumb BDSM stuff. This is all bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important. If you are a top or dominant, you have such an incredible responsibility. If somebody is new and these are their first new experiences, it's important to put in that work to make sure that even if it doesn't work out or it's not the best scene or whatever, that the communication is on, that the person feels validated, that it's a good experience, even if it's a learning experience. And because it only takes, and I've said this before, if you have a great first experience, if the second experience isn't that great, you at least fall back on the first experience and go, okay, well, I know this first experience was great. That's not how it's supposed to be because the first experience was great. But if you have a bad first experience, then you leave. And you say, this was wrong for me. I made a mistake. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm wrong for thinking this. And then it's just a literal life of oppression and avoiding something that you really desire. And that is sad. That just breaks my fucking heart every time I have to think about it. And I've seen it over and over. So that's why I celebrate this guy for asking questions to a group instead of acting first. And I hope that I know he got good advice in the group. All the same stuff that we're saying. So.
Well, and especially for our newer listeners, don't forget you can always send us a question, anything about kink at pervertedpodcast@gmail.com. So if you have any questions for us, we're more than happy to give our opinion and, hopefully, give you some things to think about.
Absolutely. And one of us doesn't have a life at all. I have lots of time to answer emails. I get an email and I'm like, oh,
somebody, hi,
I can help. I can be a helper. God damn it. Good topic though, and ask questions.
Wow, you sound quiet there. Well, you know what? That is the end of show 435. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, comments, or topics you'd like us to talk about, please reach out to us at pervertedpodcast@gmail.com or find us on TikTok or Instagram under the name Perverted Podcast. And on FetLife, there is both a group and a page. Please help support the show by liking this episode and subscribing to the show. And don't forget to share the show with your kinky friends to help other kinksters like you find us. And if you'd love to support the show a little bit more, please go to our patreon.com/pervertedpodcast and sign up for our $5 if you give a fuck level, where you become a pee-pee sugar zombie. With that support, you get the show a few days early, and our Patreon exclusive Half PP episode, which is only for our patrons. And of course, love and smushy kisses to our patrons around the world. Your support means the world to us.
Thank you. A perfect read, by the way.
Thank you.
Look at
Thank
that.
you.
I'm so proud of you.
That's a way to my last single.
Your bachelorette party. Well, you know, you're going to come back with the old ball and chain. Come back and you'll be like, I hate men and God damn it, where's my divorce attorney?
I have one right down the road if I need it.
Look at that.
I've used it before. There you go. But anyway.
Path Girl, I'm excited. You're going to have a great day, and I'm excited for you and Donis to start a new aspect of your journey together, and I think it's going to be great. You guys both work at it real hard. Just keep doing it, man. I think all the listeners are real proud of you for all the work you've done, and it is true. You literally started as a listener, and you've now been a host, and you are able to give your thoughts and help people have more opinions, and I'm just real proud of all the work you've done. And it's real cool. So have a great honeymoon, and don't kill too many people at the wedding, unless you're doing like some witchcraft stuff. Wouldn't that be awesome? When I got married 3,000 years ago, for an hour, my wife at the time had some artsy fartsy friends that were real cool, but one of them was like kind of a dark artist, and then their other friend was like a real artist, like made money as an artist, and he talked about two friends having a wedding, and during the wedding, like the ceremony's happening, and all of a sudden the husband rips off his tuxedo, and under it is a Nazi uniform, and he pulls out a knife, and starts stabbing the bride to death, and fake blood is coming. It's a fake knife, fake blood, and everyone freaks out, and he said some old lady peed on herself.
Oh my God.
This was in the 90s.
No. Red, every shade of red. No. I would have people having heart attacks in the aisle. Oh my God.
Which is horrible and completely non-consensual. But, I was like, that would definitely be a memorable video. That's probably wouldn't.
I'm just going to enjoy the fact we're at a winery and I'm going to be able to drink wine. So, yay.
Are you going to have a glass of wine in your hand at the wedding?
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean while you're at the altar, I mean.
No,
swirling
it'll be after. We're gonna have wine slushies too. Oh
my God,
wine slushies are good.
Don't get too sick, because that's gonna stop the fucky time. God damn it.
Yeah, pretty much. But I love you, Boogie.
All right, I love you too, and we'll see the rest of you guys on the next big show.